And we have a newspaper article, the New York Herald, the Lusitania is sunk, 1,000 probably are lost. And then the Bisbee Daily Review, Wilson asks war. Congress expected to back up the president today. President calls on nation to bring German empire to terms and end war. Asks Congress for 500,000 men for Starrier and whole resources of U.S. The horror of World War I was engineered by the globalists, as was the May 1915 sinking of the Lusitania, which was being used to smuggle explosives to Britain from the U.S. Wilson pretended to keep us out of war, but as soon as his November 1916 re-election was won, he brought the U.S. into the war on the side of Britain and France, even as the Germans and Austro-Hungarians were pleading for peace. The war also had the disastrous and intended effect of pushing Imperial Christian Russia into communism. The Bolshevik revolutionaries, who were actually funded by the Western global bankers, went on to slaughter and imprison scores of millions of Russians in the greatest genocide the world had ever witnessed since the days of Genghis Khan. 1919 to 1920, the Treaty of Versailles and the League of Nations. The skeletal structure for the cabal's world government was to be the League of Nations, formed by the infamous Treaty of Versailles, which so devastated Germany. The nation was falsely blamed for causing the war. The idea for the League suffered a terrible blow when America Firsters in the U.S. Senate resisted Wilson's pressure and voted down membership in this world government trap. The League survived for 20 years, but without the mighty U.S. in it, it could never become what the globalists had envisioned. And we can see this newspaper here, treaty signed, war over. Wilson leaves Paris, sails Sunday. Germans pledge to act in good faith. League of Nations must rule, Wilson. That was the Butte Daily Post. The League of Nations was the globalists' first attempt at creating the skeletal structure for a world government. American nationalists in the Senate kept the U.S. out of it.